Okay, so yesterday we started out super simple, doing manipulatives using blocks to do some simple division problems. So now we're going to be doing some just normal 3 by 1 division, and we're going to be using a list of multiples this time to help show us the different groups. You already folded your paper as shown on the page in front of this, and you're going to be labeling the columns, the tippy top of the column, with the following types: problem, long division, multiples, and quotient. Make sure you only label the top. It does not take up an entire box because you're going to be doing work in those boxes. So once you've gotten it labeled, we're going to take our first division problem and put it into the division house. Now, as we talked about yesterday, the dividend goes inside the house, even though when we put it horizontally, it comes first. We end up flipping it and it comes second when we put it in the division house. And we're going to put the 5 outside the division house. Now, the teacher's going to hand out some index cards. Those index cards are there to help you cover as you go. Now, the 185, if I were going to act this out, I would need 185 blocks. That would take forever. Obviously, we're not going to do that. And I would be making groups of 5. Now, in this tic-tac-toe board, we're going to go ahead and make our groups of 5. So if I had one group of 5, I would need 5 blocks. If I had 2 groups of 5, that would be 10 blocks. So 3 groups of 5 would be 15 blocks. Basically, whatever your divisor is, you're going to skip count by in this tic-tac-toe board. Now, I want everyone doing this until Miss Rose comes back in a couple days and can see who needs to do this step and who doesn't. Because for some of you, this is going to be the key to your success, is being able to see your groups. So humor me, even if you know how to do your long division. Just for a couple days, I want to see you making these groups here. So I got 35, 40, and then my final group is going to be 45. Because when you're doing long division, the biggest digit is 9. You can never put more than 9 on the top in your quotient. So one group is 5, 2 groups is 10, and so on. So I'm going to start off with my little index card here, and I want to cover up part of the quotient. You can see through it there. Let me see if I can make it opaque. Oh well, it's see-through for some reason, but anyway, I'm only looking at this one. If I'm trying to make a group of 5 and I only have one block, I can't do it. So I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, that is 0 groups. Go ahead and put that 0 as a placeholder. Then I'm going to take my card and I'm going to move it over to where I reveal the 18. So now I'm looking at 18. Now if I had 18 blocks, I could make one group of 5. I could make 2 groups of 5. I could make 3 groups of 5. I could not make 4 groups of 5 because I don't have 20 blocks. So I'm going to stop there at 3. So because that's in the third box, I'm going to go ahead and put 3 in my quotient because I've got 3 groups. And I'm going to go ahead and take away 15 because 3 times 5 is 15. So that would use up 15 blocks if I was going to actually do it with my manipulatives. And I would have a total of 3 left over. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move my card over all the way. Now, I know I'm not done because there is no number on top of the dividend right here. There has to be a number in the quotient for every digit in the dividend. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that down. And it becomes 35. Now, if I look at this chart here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 is right here in the 7th box. So I'm going to say, okay, it's box 7. That means 7 groups. I'm going to go ahead and take away 35, and I'm left with nothing. If I did this with the blocks, there would be no blocks left over. So my quotient is just 37. No remainder, just plain 37. So we're going to go on to the next one together. We'll do a couple of these, and then you guys are going to be on your own for the rest of them. So here I'm going to go ahead and set up 7, and I want to put it into 253. So this time, what is my divisor? I'm hoping right now you're saying 7, even though I'm not there. You should be saying 7 is the divisor. That's what I'm making groups of. So in my tic-tac-toe chart, I need to count by sevens. So 7, 14, 21. And while I am doing this, you should be copying it down onto your paper, making your paper look exactly like my paper. So we got 28, then we got 35, and then we've got 42. And if you don't know your times tables, you should look them up in the chart that's in the back of your journal. And then we've got 49. Ooh, and then 56. Almost there. Hopefully you're faster than I am. And then 63. Now I know this does take a little bit, but it's going to make you a lot faster when you go to put the answers in. So using that index card, if you need to, go ahead and cover up all but one digit of the divisor. Now 7 will not go into 2. Impossible. I cannot make a group of 7 if I only have 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put that placeholder of 0. And then I'm going to go ahead and move over to where now I'm looking at 25. Now if I look here, could I take away 7? Yes. Could I take away 14? Yes. Could I take away 21? Yes. Could I take away 28? No. The biggest thing I could do is the 21. I can make 3 groups of 7, and 3 times 7 is 21, and that would leave me with a total of 4. So I'm going to go ahead and get the 4. Now I'm not done until there is a digit in the quotient on top of each digit in the dividend. So now I've got to drop this down. Got to drop it down to combine with this 4 to make 43. Now looking through here, what is the biggest thing we could subtract from 43? Okay, I'm hoping you're saying 42 right now. Okay, that's the biggest thing I could take away. So the most groups I could make is 6. And 6 times 7 is 42. Now it's really important that you always make your largest amount of groups. Otherwise, your remainder will be bigger than your divisor, meaning you didn't make enough groups. So when I take away, I'm left with 1 left over. Now you can see that's smaller than the 7, meaning I did a good job. And my answer is going to be 36, remainder 7. Now those are the only 2 I'm going to work out with you. Your substitute teacher, she can work out the rest on the board with you as you go along. Now when you go to the next page, copy down the problem, do it together. And then on the last 4, which will be on the back side of your paper, your teacher is going to give you the problems, and you're going to need to do all the steps on your own. Good luck.